I want my audience to understand what euthanasia is and why it would be beneficial for people. Euthanasia is the painless killing of a patient suffering from an incurable and painful disease or in an irreversible coma. Euthanasia is legal in a couple countries, and they are the Netherlands, Belgium, Colombia, Luxembourg, and Canada. Another form of euthanasia is assisted suicide. Assisted suicide is the suicide of a patient suffering from an incurable disease affected by the taking of lethal drugs provided by a doctor for this purpose. And assisted suicide, or aid in dying, is legal in 8 jurisdictions, which are California, Colorado, District of Columbia, Oregon, Montana, Hawaii, Vermont, and Washington. Many Americans suffer daily from being terminally ill, and I believe that they should have the say whether they want to continue to suffer and not get better, or make the decision to go through euthanasia or assisted suicide and not continue to be in pain. We all think that it isn't going to happen to us, but you never know, and you can't judge people for the decisions they decide to make because of the way the illness makes them feel. If you were in this situation, would you rather sit there and watch all these bad things happen to you, or know that there are ways for you to not feel the pain anymore? The right of a competent, terminally ill person to avoid excruciating pain and embrace a timely and dignified death bears the sanction of history and is implicit in the concept of ordered liberty. It should be considered as much of a crime to make someone live who, with jurisdiction, does not wish to continue, as it is to take life without consent. Healthcare spending implications. Studies show that euthanasia is a lot cheaper than chemo and other forms of medications for the terminally ill. Not only is it saving money for the ill, but you also have to think of where your medical bills are going to go when you pass. Euthanasia usually costs around $200 to $500, and radiation for a cancer patient usually costs $7,000 to $30,000. Meaning the difference is thousands of dollars that the patient and their family will not be spending if they decide to take the euthanasia route. Assisted suicide is a way for people to escape the pain, the sorrow that terminally ill causes. Besides just the money aspect, there's also the feelings of the patient that is terminally ill. Some people are worried that if euthanasia is legalized in all states, people are going to think that is their only way, but that is not true. There are still going to be medicines and chemo that they can do. Euthanasia is just a different route if you think you're not going to make it, or you are worried about money issues, and a doctor has to approve euthanasia, so not anybody can just go do it. I believe that the patient deserves to make a decision like euthanasia, and I believe that everyone should get to make that decision based on what they want. Only the patient understands how they feel, and how the pain of their illness and prolonged death is really having an impact on their life. Some people believe that euthanasia is a way for them to die in dignity, so they don't have to sit there and watch their family in sorrow as they slowly pass away. Euthanasia is a way to help families and the patient in a time of need. I believe it makes the death a little bit easier to cope with because you got to decide when it happened. In 2017, a Gallup poll indicated that 73% of respondents were in favor of euthanasia in the United States, and 67% were in favor of doctor-assisted suicide. And that just means a vast majority of America believe that assisted suicide and euthanasia would be a good thing for the United States.